Welcome. Erdogan is furious. Russia struck Turkey 4 times at once without making too much noise. A gift to Zelensky in the form of sending Azov scumbags to Ukraine and promising him every possible support seemed to be just the beginning. Then Erdogan approved Sweden in NATO. Signed up for a dialogue in Vilnius with Putin. And of course, I found myself among those 7 countries that, even before the start of the NATO summit, called for Ukraine's immediate entry into this organization. And he, along with the Baltic states and Poland, is for. And this despite the fact that we thought it was Turkey and Erdogan who would slow down all sorts of anti-Russian movements of the North Atlantic Alliance. And he runs first. And we also learned, and this was reported by the Ukrainian ambassador to Ankara Vasily Bodnar, that Turkey did not put forward any conditions for Kyiv in exchange for the early return of the leaders of the Azov. That is, it was like Ivan Vasilievich changes his profession. Azov. Yes, take it. I thought. Perhaps these NATO intrigues of Erdogan turned out to be his answer to our answer. When, after the Azov gift, we struck the Turkish proxies in Syria the very next day. Rather, it was inflicted, of course, by the Syrians. This was reported by columnist Boris Roshan. It is possible that this is our reaction to yesterday's gift from Erdogan. The resources of the militants controlled by Turkey report a significant number of dead and wounded, Roshan wrote. And Erdogan's response with Azov was, they say, that we would not extend the grain deal, which is very beneficial for him and the Turkish economy. And the Turkish Sultan's response with NATO was followed again by our response. Last night, as you know, our attack drones struck the port in Odessa. For the first time since the conclusion of the grain deal. I hope you haven't got confused with the answers yet, because it looks like there will be a lot of them ahead, and each time with an increase in the degree. Have you ever thought about the following? Vladimir Putin is scheduled to visit Ankara in August. If we see that Erdogan's word is now worth as much as the word of a drunken shoemaker, and he himself now dotes on Biden, won't Ankara be a mousetrap? Where, according to the IK ruling, Putin's arrest will take place. Turkey is not a hospitable Caucasus. And not even Afghanistan, where offending a guest is haram. The knife in the back keeps everything here from time immemorial. The well-known political scientist Veronika Krashenikova believes that Ankara's demarche with the Azov terrorists is just the beginning. These are flowers from Erdogan. Only a small episode in comparison with what follows next. As they said earlier, after winning the election, Erdogan will begin to show Russia what a friend and partner he is to her, Krashenikova writes. And if it really goes very far, then you can listen to what 4 answers the Armageddon writer Roman Antonovsky has for the Turkish leader. Well, what about the other experts? Many believe that Erdogan did what he did, not only in response to Russia's unwillingness to extend the grain deal, but also for the sake of warming relations with the United States. Ivan Starodovtsev, a columnist specializing in Turkey, draws attention to the intensification of Erdogan's contacts with the Americans. A personal meeting with Joe Biden is scheduled at the NATO summit in Vilnius. There is a clear revival on the American-Turkish track.